Hey everybody, it's Wednesday. Wednesday is my favorite day because Wednesday on this channel is WTF Wednesday, where we have a WTF moment about something that is either misleading, absurd, or downright offensive, or just idiotic in some way. So welcome to SHAPEFIXER. I'm Andrew. I am a nutritionist, and on this channel I try to talk about science and the science that underpins healthy nutrition and lifestyle choices to try and keep us as young and healthy as we possibly can be as we get older, and to keep us away out of the drugstore or the pharmacy and less dependent on addictive foods that aren't really good for us and less dependent on medications. So what I want to talk about today is the level of controversy around nutrition and lifestyle choices, particularly nutrition. Okay, so I'm going to be talking more about that. And the conflicting advice that you can find online, you can find in the literature. Your doctors and healthcare professionals will not all tell you the same thing, although there are certain themes and there are certain agendas out there that are pushed very strongly. The pro big agriculture, big pharma, big food narratives that maintain the status quo and keep us to a large extent enslaved, if you like, to government food guidelines, which were all written by these big money interests in the first place. And of course, because I have this channel and I talk about food and nutrition and try to find the truth in the science and talk about the healthier options, is I get quite a lot of pushback and I get attacked from time to time by people, mostly I guess in the comments to the videos, who are sometimes just trolls. I guess that's what being on social media seems to be all about. So I get that, but I get a lot of pushback from people who maybe don't know what they're talking about, or do know and have a nefarious agenda and they're trying to push something, or they have a sort of quasi-religious, socio-cultural, ethical angle that they want to push, which is not really what I'm into. I have the greatest respect for people who have a cultural or social reason for eating a certain way, and that's fine, that's their decision. But to attack me for what I say about the science, this is sort of weird. And I think my WTF point is, when did what we eat, especially when we're eating just to be healthy, become so wrapped up in our personal identity as an individual human being? So somehow the way you eat or what you eat says something about your religious views, your political views, your cultural values, your ethics. It's absurd. And science is science, biology is biology. You know, you need proteins, you need amino acids. It doesn't matter what your political persuasions are, you need them. It's a fact that you don't need carbohydrates. Now, that doesn't mean you can't eat carbohydrates and you can't burn them for energy. We all know you can, but it's just not a very good idea. And fats are just better because they don't make you fat and they don't make you sick and they don't lead to diabetes. So there's a lot of science involved here, and it doesn't always suit people's agendas, whether that is money agendas in terms of the processed food sales, or whether it's the drug sales because we're all drugged to the gills because our diet is so bad, or whether it's just some kind of social religious issue about eating certain things. And I don't understand. So tell me down below, tell me in the quotes down below why it is, or how it can be, okay, you're going to love this, that I get comments along the lines of, I had a comment comparing me with Jeffrey Dahmer, a serial mass killer and cannibal who had human body parts partly cooked discovered in his refrigerator when he was arrested. I'm now Jeffrey Dahmer. What? Because I eat meat and eggs. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be laughing. I'm supposed to be WTFing. But it's just funny. It's so absurd. You've got to wonder what kind of life they're living, that they, A, think like that, and B, have the time and energy to feel necessary to come and write that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not sure they would say that to my face in public. So I think hiding behind a screen makes everyone a warrior. I guess that's the term, keyboard warrior. I've been told that those of us who do eat meat are like Neanderthals, and we must have Neanderthal genes. And well, I've got newsflash: we've all got Neanderthal genes. Or people in the West, of European descent, you probably have about 4% Neanderthal DNA, whatever it is you choose to eat. So there's the news. Neanderthals were cannibals. Well, there are lots of Homo sapiens through time in various parts of the world have practiced cannibalism. So that you don't need to be a Neanderthal to be a cannibal. Anyway, I don't understand how we're cannibals for eating fish and chicken. And then I get, who's paying you? Who's paying you to make these videos? I wish somebody was paying me to make these videos. That would be great. Certainly not the big food companies or the pharmaceutical companies who are paying lots of people a lot of money to push their products. So that's kind of weird. And then I get daft comments like, you are lying. So hang on. So I make an 8-minute video explaining all the ins and outs of metabolism and biochemistry about some or other aspect of how your body functions, and all I get is, you are lying. Well, that's constructive, useful talking point. So you just got to laugh about this stuff. But I don't understand how your diet can be part of your political identity or your social identity or your gender orientation, or I'm trying to think of things, but it seems to be to a lot of people that it is. And I don't get it. Your genetics are what they are. Your biochemistry is what it is. And yeah, we're all different, but not that much. We all still need to more or less eat the same thing. We have the same organs in our bodies that have the same functions and produce the same hormones. And those hormones need certain chemical compounds. And so you've got to eat them. Anyway, there's my WTF for Wednesday. Please comment down below and tell me why you think this has been so wrapped up in personal identity, and identity politics is such a big part in nutrition, because it really shouldn't be. It's ridiculous. We should be trying to be healthy. It's good for us personally. It's good for the people around us if we're healthy. It's good for the economy if we're not all on drugs and dependent on the hospitals, and we're more productive, happier human beings. So with that said, WTF Wednesday. Maybe it means what's the funny. I don't know. Now I'm talking nonsense. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being part of this channel. And tell me what you think down below. And tell me, what should I do with these trolls? Should I just leave the comments because they're entertaining? Should I reply to them? Should I make fun of them? Should I ignore them? Should I block them? I don't even know. Does it even matter? Probably not.